This time we're looking at CEI because we didn't really have time to do this one on Friday, but I do have a lot to talk about when it comes to CEI. Of course, we have Friday's movement, which was significantly more bullish than what we have seen in the past week. Friday saw us go up by roughly 8%, so it really is a good sign. Again, what this means going forwards into the next week is currently unclear in my opinion, but I can share a few of my thoughts on what this may mean for CEI. Again, it is very, very early days, so I don't want to say anything like it is confirmed, but also, guys, remember, I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. And especially when it comes to CEI, I think it is important to make sure you guys are informed at the beginning of every single video. But I do believe that this is a very, very risky stock. I want you guys to be completely aware of the risk that CEI carries. And again, if you are aware of that risk, I think you will be fine. But this is a very volatile stock. It could go either way. I'm just reminding you guys of that. Now, one thing that you may notice from our last video is that we have gone up from 12.6 to 12.7. So right now we're trying to hit 12.8k. You guys have done amazingly in the past 2 or 3 days. Keep it going, guys. We are, of course, on this growth spiral that we are hitting recently. So thank you for everything. Let's keep it going, hitting 13 soon I do believe, and then on to 15, then on to 20. It's been amazing so far, let's keep it going. But what I want to do this time is start us off on the simple charts, because as you will know, it's easy for everybody to understand. And one thing is very, very clear to anybody, CEI had a remarkable Friday. Lows on Friday were down here at open, 9.32. You'll see the price was on $1.22. So from that point, we rocketed up all the way to about 10 o'clock. This hit highs well above the the 144 range, which is nice, and from there we did start to dip a little bit, as you may expect from this trade. People are potentially taking profits at this point as it has been up big, or potentially we are just seeing a dip towards the midday, as we do sometimes see. Now from there we started to see another rise up. This took us to about 115 roughly, and from that point you will see our second dip towards the end of day, which actually didn't end the day red, which is good to see. And of course on top of that we did have a little bit of a spike towards the very, very end, which is a very, very good sign. So I'm happy with what we are seeing for Friday, but the data on the 5-day is still looking pretty bad. You'll see the lows down here were well below the 125 mark, so we have been lower than that in the past week. And again, what Friday means for the stock going forwards into the next week is yet unclear in my opinion, but it could definitely be a very good sign, as I will discuss in just a few moments. But first we'll also have a look at the 1 month data, where we can see highs up here which were well above the 420 range. So we hit all the way here 424, which is very, very good, but we have been down ever since. And realistically from this point I was talking about how CEI was quite a risky investment in my opinion, and again it did start to drop from there significantly. And ever since I have not been the most bullish person on CEI. What I have said continuously though is I'm not hating on this stock just for the sake of it. I'm looking at the data and basing my opinion off that basically. And again, that will not change. I'm always going to be looking at the data. Of course, if you guys want me to look at the fundamentals of any company, I absolutely can. But I know that with CEI, with ATER, with BBIG, PROG, etc., you guys are mainly interested in the technical side, so that is what I'm going to do for you guys going forwards. Again, if that does change, tell me in the comment section, but that's what we have been looking at recently. And when it comes to the data from the technical side, we have been seeing a bearish trend, for the whole month of October. Realistically, from just before that, we have been dipping and dipping ever so often, and then we have had these red candles, which were significantly more red than others. So what I'm trying to say in this video is that we have seen nothing but downtrend for this month with CEI, but that doesn't necessarily mean that this stock is over. And actually, we could potentially be starting to see a bit of a trend change right now. Now, I'll speak about this, like I said, at the very end of the video, but first we'll have a look at a few of the technical indicators on the 1 day, 5 day and 1 month. We're going to start out here on the 1 day. Now for this time period, the moving average is sat at about 133. Now that is just a little bit below where we are right now at 136. The reason why it has been caught out is clearly because we have had this spike up towards the very end. So you would expect this, especially with a lagging indicator that tracks the whole day. Now because of this spike as well, we have the RSI at 59. So it's a little bit high. It's only 9 points from neutral, so it's not too big of a deal in my opinion, but I just wanted to let you guys know that. And we are seeing the trend on the MACD on the 1 day become bullish as we have had that spike. Now the 5-day data is looking fairly okay actually. We're not too far away from that moving average at all. You'll see just a pink tab is sticking out over the top here, so we're very, very close to it, which is good. We are seeing a RSI of 50, absolutely neutral, perfect. Come down here, we are seeing a bearish trend on the MACD. Again, this is on the 5-day, and this is because of the sell-off that we have had towards the end of Friday. So again, the MACD data not necessarily the most inclusive on the 5-day, but there you go. Now, where I like to read the data from is certainly the 1 month. It shows us more of the wider picture, in my opinion. I think especially when we are looking at a potential for a trend change, it gives us more of an indication of what we may see. Now, the first thing that I want to focus on here before we read any of the indicators is going to be Friday's volume. So Friday's volume is 203.79 million. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to compare this to the day prior, where it was at 120, and the day prior to that, actually, where it was a little bit lower, if it will let me read it. Oh, sorry, it was a little bit higher at 150 million. So one thing is clear, right? We are seeing above average volume, which is a very good sign, especially when it comes to pushing up in the past. Now, one thing that I have continuously said with this stock is, if we want to see this one rise, we need to have the interest from long investors as well as the shorts as well. But I think this one is more of a momentum play, in my opinion, anyway. So for that, we still do need the interest from long investors, if you understand what I'm trying to say. So we have had that interest from long for a while, but right now, I was wondering if this is starting to fade away as we have seen the price drop. Well, we clearly are seeing volume higher than expected on Friday, which is a very good sign. Now again, what we want on Monday is we want this volume to remain quite high. That would be a very good sign as well. And we also want a few of these indicators to become just a little bit more bullish. So what I'm trying to say is that when we come down here to the MACD, we are starting to see a potential, and I must say potential, trend change over here. So if you have a look, you'll see we have these green candles and we have these red candles. So what does this mean? I'm sure most of you guys will know this, and I don't want it to sound patronizing, but ultimately when the candles are green, it is a bullish sign. When the candles go red, it is potentially a bearish sign, and once these candles start to cross over below the line, it becomes significantly more bearish, and once they cross over back above the line, it becomes significantly more bullish. Now over here on the recent days, we have noticed these candles are becoming increasingly less prominent, which is a good sign. And going forwards into Friday, we have a major recess. We are coming back up, and potentially going forwards into Monday, we could possibly start to see this one come back into the green and be above the bar, which would be a really nice thing to see. Now, the RSI is hitting more normal levels now, back down to 45, which is absolutely fantastic, because bear in mind, guys, it has been very high in the past. And when we come up here, we can see the moving average isn't too far away from where we are. So really, things are looking very, very good for the stock. Now, my question for this one going forwards is, what are we going to see? I'm going to draw out the pencil and talk about two trends which I think we could be seeing. Now, one thing that I want to point out is that yes, we have had a few green days in the past. This period here is notable, and from there we did continue to drop, so it didn't really count for anything. But what we could also possibly be seeing with this stock is a little bit of a bottom out here, and then possibly a push up. Now again, whether that happens or not is very, very early days in my opinion, but we have seen this stock, significantly lower than what it was previously. You could argue that a lot of people have now sold out and taken profits, and now we could be finding a bottom for this and a place to move off. Now, of course, the other scenario that we could be seeing is something similar to what we saw here, but to a lesser extent. We could just be seeing a downtrend like that, then a little bit of an uptrend, and then slowly but surely start to dip lower and lower. Now again, I'm trying to provide two opinions there so that you guys can make your own minds up. But I think right now with this stock, it could definitely be an interesting place going forwards. Now, what am I doing with this stock, or what would I be doing with this stock if I was to buy it? Now, as I have said in the past, I haven't been particularly bullish on CEI in the past, and so far it has worked out in my favour. I was saying that it was potentially a bad buyback here, and here, and here, and here, and ultimately it has really been for the most part. So where we are right now, I think CEI at some point was going to bottom out, and again, being as we do still have quite a high amount of interest from retail, there's no reason why this one cannot, in theory, climb again. But I personally would not buy this one right now. I would wait for a couple more days of green, and of course, in that instance, I would potentially be thinking about entering this one. But of course, with that being said, I think if you were thinking about entering this stock at all, you must be aware of the risk. It does carry an insane level of risk. It's very, very volatile, very high risk, very high reward. It could go either way. Nobody knows for sure, and that is why I wanted to provide two different opinions in this video. But thank you for watching it. I'll see you all again tomorrow, guys, for another video. Goodbye. Thank you for watching through till the end, but let me tell you about our Discord. So on your screen you will be seeing the N2S Finance Discord. Obviously it is split into multiple sections. Basically at the top we have updates from me and all that kind of good stuff. If you scroll down a bit further we have the main sections where we focus on cryptos, SPACs and other hot stocks including penny stocks, even stable growth stocks as well, and we even have a special AMC GME chat. If you scroll down you can see some research and DD from the community. We also have funny memes and you can see actual contributions from members down here. And again, if you do join us, it is completely free, link is down below. But if you do want to become a Patreon, you will actually get a pink sticker which will be displayed on your name. So your name will come up in pink as mine comes up in red down here, and that will show that you are a Patreon. But other than that guys, you can join completely for free down below. You do not have to pay anything if you do not want to. Thank you for watching, see you soon.